Hi there. I thought that it might be a little bit easier if I recorded a kind of tour of our syllabus and you could watch it while you're looking over the syllabus, and that way you can hear the things that are significant about the syllabus, the things that I want to emphasize and make sure that you understand, and you can hear me explaining some of the details that are in the syllabus. So wherever you clicked for this video, there's probably also a link so that you can open the syllabus and have a look at it while I go through it with you. So, the first part of the syllabus has contact information, the periods that I'm off, things like that. Then there's a little bit about me. I've been around for a really long time. This would be my 28th year teaching in Weslaco. And I'm anxious for another year. I think this is going to be a year of many surprises and different experiences. There's a description here about the course that I want to make sure that I explain to you. AP Literature is a College Board class, and I will be teaching it according to what College Board has said the course should do, and really the way that we learn that is through the AP exam. I'm assuming that if you're taking this class, it's because you love literature, you like thinking and writing about literature, and you are planning on taking the AP exam in May. So if that's not the case, you might want to talk to me about that. But this is a course that is rigorous. It is, one of the highest level classes that we offer in terms of literature at this school. And for that reason, the course does carry an added weight of 1.25 for GPA ranking purposes. I want to make sure that you understand that is not what will show up on your transcript. Your transcript will be the same grade that you earn in the grade book. They inflate the grade because of the difficulty of the class only for your class rank. So sometimes students come in and they're like, oh, I had an 82, so really that's an 89, or whatever math they do in their head. And that is not accurate. What will show up on your transcript is the grade that you earn in the grade book at the end of the term. So they do inflate it, but it's just for ranking, not for your transcript. Colleges and all that stuff will see your actual grade. Classroom expectations, I think those are pretty normal. I'm not sure when we're going to go back to school. Right now we're supposed to be offering the face-to-face hybrid option at the end of September, but I don't know if that is going to happen, and if so, you still do have the option to stay at home for your virtual learning. You don't have to come to school. It's going to be your option pretty much throughout the year. So classroom expectations is kind of different depending on whether we're face-to-face or whether you're online. But I think I don't really have discipline issues, that sort of thing. But I do think that it's important to point out a few things here. Expecting that you behave like young adults, that you check your grades frequently, that you're proactive about catching up from assignments and absences and things like that. So I feel like if you're on board with all that stuff, we're probably going to be fine. There is an honor code for this class. You have already signed the honor code because it was in the AP contract. And unfortunately I do need to mention it because it does occasionally happen that there are students who break this honor code and I have them dismissed from the course. So you have to make sure that you're submitting your own work with your own ideas, that you're not taking ideas from the internet, rewriting them in your own words and turning them in, that you're not taking somebody else's work, a classmate's work, and reworking it or even just turning it in exactly, and that you're not loaning your assignments to somebody else. If you're doing that, you will also be dismissed from the class. So if I discover any of that kind of behavior, it's like a no questions asked, you're out type situation. So it's better just to do your own work. That's how you grow anyway. There is a policy here from the AP contract about exiting the course. You can request to exit the course at any point in time. If you fail 2 consecutive 6 weeks, you will be exited automatically from the course because they want you to earn credit for the class. Materials, you're going to need, some sort of way to take notes. I'll sometimes say take notes. I'm not going to tell you how to take notes. I feel like at this point you have your own favorite ways to take notes, but when it comes time to do a test or an exam, I'm going to give you a list of all the notes that you should study. So if you have a note-taking system, Cornell Notes, whatever way you do notes, then you'll be able to go back and find the information that you need to study. And obviously you need the internet, Google Classroom, all that good stuff. I do follow the school grading procedures. So classwork, homework, quizzes, things like that will be 60% of your grade, and exams, papers, projects, things like that will be 40% of your overall grade. I would like to point out that I will take late work, but it would penalize 10 points per calendar day. So if your homework isn't turned in on whatever day that it was due, if you turn it in the next day, I will accept it, but it will be 10 points lower on a grade. If you wait 2 days to turn in that assignment, then it will be 20 points. It's not fair to the people who finished their work and turned it in on time. So after a few days, it's, not a good grade. Tutoring, we have a weird situation right now. They've adjusted the schedule. Probably I went over that with you on day 1. So our remote learning situation is that the school day is done at 2:45, so that from 2:45 until 4, we can be available to you and you can communicate with us. We can go on a quick Zoom call if you need to ask me something, but most stuff gets handled in terms of contacting me through my Google Voice number, which should be posted on the Google Classroom, or maybe it's at the top of this syllabus. And or you can email me. I'm pretty good about getting back on those sorts of things. So every day during this virtual learning situation, I'm here from 2:45 until 4. When we go back, if you're at school, then I'm available after school, usually for at least an hour every day, and then usually before school too. So I put that on here. Scope and sequence, so just a little overview of the class. This semester we'll be studying literary genres and traditions, short fiction, poetry. We might squeeze in a little bit of a longer work. We will work on college admissions applications for the seniors so that they can confidently send off their applications before, usually they're due November, December. So we'll work on that, and we'll be reading pretty much constantly. This is a reading heavy course. If you took English 3 AP, then that class was writing heavy. So you wrote a lot of essays in this class. We'll write essays in this class, but we do also a lot of reading. The thing is that the reading that we do in the literature class is more imaginative literature, not argument. So poetry, short fiction, things like that. Second semester, we'll be working on independent novel, poetry, Hamlet or some other Shakespeare play, and getting ready for the AP exam, which is in May. After that in your syllabus comes the objectives from the advanced placement, and I've listed all of those types of things out here for you so that you can see the different skill categories. But basically what that boils down to is we'll be reading challenging material from time periods going all the way back to the 1500s, and we will be discussing, observing, having insight about those pieces of literature, and then using those insights to write complicated essays about literature. And that is the focus of this course. So if you have any questions about the syllabus, I think that's the bottom of the syllabus there. If you have any questions about the syllabus, or if there is something that you're wondering about the course, then feel free to send me an email, contact me on my Google Voice, whatever is easiest for you, and we can converse about it. So that's a little tour of the syllabus. Please do make sure that you read through the syllabus completely. I hit the highlights, but I want to make sure that you know that it's your responsibility to read through the whole thing, just so that you're aware of the way that the course works.